Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Christie Enrichment Academy in the art room. Today we're going to be studying a group of painters all the way from Japan. Japan is a country that is farther away from us. In fact, I would love it if someone could come up here and show us where they think Japan might be. I'll give you a hint. So we are all the way over here in the United States. Where on this map do you think Japan is? Could I have a couple volunteers that are raising their hand to come up and maybe show us where they think Japan might be? I hope that someone said Japan is located right over here. So even though it looks like it's really far away from us on the map, you can still travel all the way across this ocean, and then we would end up on this side of the country. So it's not too far away, but it is on the other side of this map. Japan has a lot of cities that are just like ours, and they have a rich history of art. Today, we're going to jump right into the art, and then we'll read a story, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the art history, and then you'll have some time to create even more. So today's going to be a lot of fun. You're in this class, which is very special, so you need to be on your best expectations. You should have walked in with a pencil. Go ahead and take that pencil, and on this piece of paper, you can do it portrait, vertical, or you can do it landscape, horizontal. But either way, you need to somehow write your name with the pencil on either side of this paper. Just write your name somewhere so we can see it. It's really important so we don't lose these or get clumsy and leave it somewhere and I don't know who to give it to. Give me a thumbs up once you have your name somewhere on the paper. Very good. For about 5 minutes, you'll have a chance to create some splatter art, but we're gonna do this in a safe way. Now, usually I do this with a little bit of liquid watercolor. We're gonna do it with liquid watercolor that's been mixed with water, so it'll create these really cool effects. I'll show you what we're gonna do. So the teacher job that my partner and I will do is we're gonna go around and we'll have this dropper full of paint. We're going to drip one drip onto your paper, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do with it. You are going to be given a straw today. This straw is yours. Do not share with the person next to you. You will be putting your mouth on it to create the art today. So it's really important that we don't give each other our germs because we forgot which straw we're using. Always keep this right in front of you. Do not leave it far away and do not give it to a friend for any reason. Anyway, we will come by, we will put one drop of paint with a random color on yours, and then we'll go to the next person. It's your job to take the straw and then blow through the straw very lightly. I'm going to do this with one hand holding the screen. All right, so take a look. What happened to the paint? Could someone raise their hand and tell us? I hope someone said that it started moving around the paper. Now, right now I have green, but when we do this, we'll have more colors. But the cool thing about using different colors is that you're going to see them start to mix together, which will be really awesome to see. You do not want to touch this liquid watercolor with your hands. It could stain your fingers, and that would be no fun to wash off. We're going to do this at our seats. Please do not get up for any reason. You're welcome to chit-chat at your tables. However, to show us that you're ready, please hold your paper up like this, like a little tray. We'll come by, put a little dot, you can put it back down, and then start using the straw to move that drop around the paper. All right. So, for a long time in Japan, people made art the same way. They would make prints like this or use watercolors, but a lot of times people were trained or they were taught, like in schools, to do art the same way that it has always been done. However, some people did not enjoy doing art the same way, just like everyone enjoys doing new things. So I'm going to ask a question. If I told you that you had to create art in a brand new way, what would you do? Raise your hand. I hope I got some great answers. The people who did Gutai art wanted to work in ways that no one had ever seen before. So they made art like this. This is called abstract. Can anyone raise their hand and tell us why this is called abstract? What makes it abstract? Raise your hand. I hope someone said that it's abstract because it really kind of doesn't look like a whole bunch. A lot of the artwork may remind you of things like rivers or trees, but it's not meant to look like anything. That's why we call it abstract. Okay, let's take a closer look at this piece of art. Now look very carefully. You can even put on your art investigation goggles. We're going to look for 10 seconds silently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, raise your hand. What do you think about this piece of art? Great job, guys. So this is called the electric dress. So this was actually a dress that you could wear. So this dress was a little bit different, obviously because it has light bulbs all over it. But it was also worn by men and women. And here's an old photograph. If you look carefully, you can see a woman's face poking out of the dress. Now, they had to keep the dress turned off while you're wearing it, otherwise the light bulbs would get too hot and burn your skin. Now let's take a close look at this artwork. Let's take a look for about 10 seconds, and then I want you to either tell me something you see, or you can ask me a question about this. Let's take a close look. 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope you guys noticed some interesting things about this painting. If I didn't mention it already, there's actually little pieces of dirt and gravel that they threw on the painting. What's interesting about this is that they used paint thinner. So say paint thinner. Very good. Paint thinner is a chemical that is used to change the paint. So we're going to do an activity right now that will help you understand how the paint thinner made the paint different. Great job. Now remember, we said that these artists wanted to create art in a brand new way. Take a close look at this painting. This artist used something other than a brush to create this work of art. Could anyone raise their hand and tell us what they think they used to create this painting? Great job. So here's our artist. His name was Kazuo Shiraga. And remember, he's a Japanese Gutai artist. He wanted to create art in a new way. So what is he using to create this painting? He's using paint, but he's also putting it on his feet. Here's another old photo. Now, if you look carefully, you can see that he's holding onto a rope, and then he's using his feet to make these big circle-like lines. So he's making these round, curvy lines with his feet. So we're going to do an activity and try that now to see what it would be like to work with our feet. Here's another image I want us to look at. Take a close look at this image. And let's go ahead and have 3 people tell us what they see and what they think is going on here. So this is another Gutai artist. However, he liked to play in mud. So he would make basically mud angels, and that's how he made his art. He would have people take pictures of him playing in mud. All right, now take a look at this image. Could I have at least 4 people tell me what they think is going on here? Where are we? What are we doing? And who are these people? What is going on? So in this image, another artist put up a blank billboard in the middle of a park so you can see all these trees around. And what kinds of people do we find at parks? I hope you said students or kids. So all these kids, they could come up and they could draw or write whatever they wanted to on the board. So we're going to have that today. At the end of your art project, you can come up to the board and draw something. And the only rule is you can't erase it. So even if you don't like your drawing or if you misspelled something, you gotta keep it. So we'll try out this type of art today, because remember, they wanted to create art that no one had ever seen before. All right, so I think that's enough art history for today. I think what we'll do now is we'll add some decorations to our works of art. So you should have had a pencil. I'm gonna use a pen just so you can see it on the camera, but think about things you can do. Maybe you could make this into a giant monster with eyes. I don't know. Maybe they have some crazy teeth. Maybe you see something else. I kind of see a hand over here. Do y'all see the hand now? Maybe a wrist. Or maybe you don't see anything. Maybe you just want to trace the shapes. Something I like to do is I just like to trace over and over and over again and make these echo lines. Say echo lines. So echo lines just means it's like a pattern. It repeats. Make that shape even bigger. I don't have any colors on the table, but I do want you to fill this up with designs. I want to see stuff everywhere. You can draw inside the blobs, or you can leave them alone, or you can draw on the outside and make something interesting and unique. Don't forget, we know our line types. Maybe you could use those and create some sort of pattern. Who knows? I'm excited to see what you're going to create today. Today we don't have any other activities other than maybe drawing on the board. So please make sure that we're on task and that we are working hard. Today you can take these with you. I hope you enjoyed this Gutai art, and I'm excited for you to enjoy the rest of your Enrichment Academy day. I will see you guys next time.